we're backfilling some hastily put up dikes. Things are still flooding, but more to the west of Portage Prairie. There doesn't seem to be any end in sight. Everybody's blaming the government for how they've managed the water over the last few summers and all this sort of stuff, but really there's nothing you can do. All it's done the last few years is rain all the time. And this summer has been fairly rainy too. I've been running the Hitachi 200. It's supposed to be backfilling, and I had a bolt on the cover on the main valve bank broke, and so she started pissing out oil. You can see everything is friggin' soaked in oil. Oil everywhere. You think we were rich or something. So I can't run it like that, because otherwise even at idle she hoses out lots of oil. So I'm waiting for the mechanic. It's been over an hour. And I mean, he's got to get oil, he's got to get probably parts and O-rings and stuff. You see, even back here it just gushed it all out. And on this valve bank here, kind of in behind the swing motor, I'm trying to focus in on it. Sorry if the picture isn't so good. My old Canon camera here is kind of getting a little bit old. You can see on that little valve, on this valve bank here, there's a steel cover, pretty thick there, and it's missing a bolt head. And that's where she started pissing out of. I don't know why it did that. This thing's only got about 3,400 hours, or just shy of. So she's virtually new, but she's been running hard all spring, either building dikes or taking them down. You see, everything's just soaked in oil. Oil everywhere. I didn't run the pumps dry, but I had to back it away from where I was digging so we could work on it safely. I'm going to try jumping off the track here. But this is what we're working on. This dike is about 5-6 feet high, and they just borrowed it out of this farmer's field here to protect this big farm. I think he's got some cattle or pigs or something too. And yeah, you can see way out there kind of the path of destruction we made across this guy's field. But that's what we had to do, or our crew had to do in order to protect it. And there's a big main drainage ditch here. There's some kind of big creek up here. I think that might be the LaSalle River. It's not really a river. It's only a river when it's flooding, but it's a substantial little creek, and I think that's where all this water is running towards. And this is just the borrow pit beside the dike. I mean, they literally just, you know, sat the excavator there and started bailing up a dike, and the cats leveled it and kind of track packed it, and you know, it's a big emergency. They didn't even strip the topsoil. The topsoil's all mixed in here. It's a big mess. So we'll try and return it back to normal, or some resemblance of normal. Got lots of water to drain here from rain and snow and all that other good stuff. We're getting towards the end of June here. You can see this farmer's field's already been seeded. This is one of the few that's actually made it to be seeded this year. Everything out west there is underwater or badly damaged from flooding, unfortunately. There's a D6 running behind me here. D6M. This is a Hitachi 200. Really nice machine, but unfortunately she got that big oil leak. Got a big ditching bucket on it. So, yeah, sitting here waiting. Yeah, nice trees and a nice countryside. Yeah, it's, you know, flatter than piss on the platter, but out here in the summer, I think there's nowhere I'd rather be than here in Manitoba. Yeah, we got our problems with flooding and whatnot, but we can't help that. It's just the way it is. But we don't get these big droughts, or usually we don't, like Alberta and Saskatchewan do, and or like BC. And I don't know. It's my home. I like it. Just gets a little bit too wet sometimes. Just a little. So, anyway, talk to you guys later.